Yo, what's good, everybody? It is your boy Golden Falls, Golden What Ifs, whatever you want to call me, and I am back. This is part 2 of 2 of What If Deku was trained by Master Roshi, and as always, I hope you guys enjoy the video. And I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. Sorry, this video is coming out pretty late. I'm gonna be honest with you. Unfortunately, I was unable to record and do some stuff. I had to help my brother move in and blah, 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 all that freaking nonsense, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it took me a while to actually be able to make this video. So I'm actually recording this at like 5 p.m. at night. So that's not the best thing in the world. So I apologize for that. But don't worry. The video is going to come out today on the same day. Hopefully I can still stay daily. That is my goal. That is what I'm trying to do. And also, I have another goal coming up here very soon. For the most part, the last week of May, I want to try and see if I can do like movies for the last week of May. I know we're like already a little bit past the last week. I think it's like Monday to Saturday now, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, we'll have the full movie of the Master Roshi What If, and then I want to see if I can do a movie of a Naofumi What If coming up pretty soon as well. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know if things will go my way in terms of timing, but we will have to see what happens. Now, with all that said, I don't want to waste much more of your time, and I want to get right into the what if. So let's get it. Izuku Midoriya is starting to actually create his super moves. And these super moves, I mean, mostly involve him kind of utilizing the different techniques that he already knows at a higher level. At the end of the day, the techniques he utilizes, from the Kamehameha Wave to the Thundershock Surprise Attack to even the Mafuba, are all very high-level techniques. Very high-level techniques. So he wants to fully certify himself and fully solidify himself in the regard of actually understanding and utilizing these techniques. Now, utilizing them in creative ways, of course, that's beneficial. And it's something that Izuku wants to also keep up with, is the ability to utilize the Mafuba without absolutely making yourself feel like complete and utter, well, trash, and basically getting rid of your entirety of your stamina and all of the above. He feels like that one kind of ability and that one technique will be very useful in the near future. Now, he does start kind of bringing these little bottles with him, with the kind of insignia, or like, you know, the writing that needs to be there to seal the person away. So he makes sure to carry those alongside him for a while now. Now, with that said, it's not like he'll need it necessarily in the Provisional Hero License exam coming up very, very soon, in which they are going to get into very, very, very quickly. But he kind of holds off on bringing those to that location. But he does prepare himself in other ways, believing that a lot of the other techniques he can truly utilize will be heavily beneficial. Now, as they head into the Provisional Hero License exam, he does learn that it seems like a lot of these students, a lot of these other people that they're competing with, actually have a pretty big leg up. Not necessarily a leg up on them specifically, but a leg up in the regard of they actually know a lot. Like, they know quite a bit in terms of what these people are capable of. And that would include Izuku Midoriya. But the thing is, just because you know what they're going to do and what they can do, doesn't mean you can stop it. And that's the reality of it. Izuku Midoriya cannot be stopped, at least to an extent of how good he is at martial arts, how effective he is at doing certain things. Izuku's not going to just be stopped so easily. He's not going to be defeated so easily. So when everybody thinks like, oh yeah, we know how to stop this guy, we can handle what's going on, we can handle whatever is to come, well, quickly they realize that it's really not that simple. It's actually far from that simple. They think like, oh yeah, we can easily defeat this guy. Like, this should be no problem. This should be easy as pie, right? And they go in, they try to defeat him quickly, and even they all try to jump Class 1A. But once Izuku latches on a Thundershock Surprise Attack, it begins to spread to the other students that are there, shocking all of them, stunning them so long that it allows them to easily eliminate multiple of them, and allows Izuku and a ton of his classmates to pass in a matter of just minutes. And this right here would shock everybody. Even Miss Joke, who is watching currently, is in shock. Like, she is like, what did I just watch? Like, seriously, like, how did that even just occur? How did that even just happen? I mean, there's no way that just happened, right? Like, how did he just handle exactly that? How did he just handle the kind of this immediately without even a sweat? It seems as if, like, it's just so it was so basic for Izuku to actually approach what was about to kind of occur, and that really is the case. Izuku was able to stun them and also handle whatever was coming his way quicker than what most people would be able to react to in the first place. And luckily enough, he was able to set up a bunch of his teammates, so a lot of them would pass on to that next round, and they would prepare for that next round, just talking about what they think is to come next. And they talk about various things that could potentially happen. One of them being obviously that it is a rescue portion, so it probably has something to do with saving people or stopping certain things from occurring, maybe broken buildings, maybe fires, stuff like that, in which, of course, this is everything that they're going to be thinking about. They're definitely going to be thinking about that specifically, because you got to be prepared for anything to come. So they're really ready for all of it. They're ready for whatever is going to happen. And once everything is beginning, right? Everything is actually beginning to occur. Izuku, his classmates, and everyone else is just excited to see what this event is all about. And they got it right. It is a rescue portion of the event. That rescue portion of the event is pretty much a straightforward kind of, you got to prepare for certain scenarios and prepare for certain things. And that's exactly what they are doing. They are preparing for every scenario that you could think of. They're preparing for kind of anything that could happen. And Izuku kind of just dashes around, and he even calls Nimbus to fly around and help save a bunch of people that really need help, right? And that's exactly what Izuku gets into, and that's exactly what Izuku's able to do. He's able to help out. He's able to kind of do his thing by helping out with saving a bunch of people and kind of all the above. Now, with all that said, though, and all that handled, Izuku kind of does his best overall with trying to kind of take down whatever they need to take down, and especially that would include villains that would eventually show up, because once these villains would show up, these fake villains, of course, once these fake villains would show up, they would also be accompanied by Gang Orca, and that would be a pretty difficult task, but Izuku believes that he's up for it. So when Gang Orca comes basically tumbling in with no regard, no fear of anybody's strength, Izuku steps up to the plate with a turtle shell on his back. And everyone's like, why the hell does he have a turtle shell on his back? But Izuku would then drop it off his back, and then he would basically face off with Gang Orca, and even Gang Orca is impressed. He tells him, or actually talks about the fact that he knows who he is, right? He's heard about him. He's heard that the kid is pretty impressive, and he's heard that his potential is pretty, you could say, high, and that the strength and all this, and he's very capable. And Izuku tells him that it's really enough of that talking. He would use Thundershock's surprise attack and immediately stun Gang Orca, especially because he is kind of like a fish creature or like a whale of some sort, or like, you know, an orca. So it does affect him quite a bit, like quite a bit. So when he's getting shocked, everybody's like, okay, this is our opening, this is our chance. And immediately it's just basically Inasa and Todoroki jumping into the fray to try to take down Gang Orca, like shooting wind and fire. But of course, the wind and fire messes with each other, and it kind of just absolutely, like, you know, gets sent back. And it's really messed up because they're really kind of effing up really this beautiful combo that could have actually done something great. But of course, they love to mess something up, and they love to really, like, you know, not do the proper helping in terms of, like, you know, actually helping Izuku and everything beyond that. And Izuku just thinks, like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, there's just no way that they really did this, right? There's no way that they actually screwed me over. And yeah, Izuku realizes quickly that his little setup, that he was literally setting up for them, they messed it up already. And Izuku drops the shocking, and he decides to fight Gang Orca head to head. And when he starts doing that, they start brawling face to face. It's obvious that Izuku actually has the leg up, and it seems like Izuku was even underrating the strength that he has, and he was thinking to himself, like, maybe I should have just took this into my own hands immediately. And he begins to drag Gang Orca, slamming him into the ground, throwing him over his shoulder, and absolutely beating on him. And this is where it's just insanity, and everybody is breaking out and basically, like, watching this fight, and all these teachers and everybody around, every single person from Aizawa to Miss Joke and other various heroes and various teachers and faculty members that are watching are in shock. I mean, they're like, how is he able to do this? What is even going on? Like, seriously, what is going on? And it seems as if Izuku is just proving the entire time, the entire way, that he really is the next step up. And it's all from training from an old geezer that nobody even knew about, which is, to say the least, pretty damn shocking. And as Izuku continues to clash, continues to fight, and continues to drag Gang Orca through the ground, eventually the sirens would go off, and he would be told that it's officially over, that nothing else can continue, or that is basically it is over for the for the provisional hero license exam. And everybody's cheering, everybody's happy, and all the above. And let's just say all these other heroes and all these other teachers are beyond impressed by Izuku Midoriya, believing that whatever he's capable of, whatever he can do, they might want to take it very, very seriously. And that's exactly what Izuku would want, and exactly what Izuku is trying to get to, because he definitely wants to be taken very seriously. And after this is all said and done, after the testing is over, he is given an opportunity to get his provisional hero license, and he's granted exactly that. And let's just say he's extremely excited and extremely happy that this is his progression, that he finally is here and he finally got here. And that right there is something. And Izuku Midoriya just knows that he's next up, that this right here is next, and he knows that he is up there, and he can continue pushing the pace with being even better than what he's shown so far. And with even that said, Izuku, well, he takes his win, takes his license, and he prepares for the very next thing. He prepares for what's to come, and what's to come, well, let's just say, is some very, very important things, because Izuku gets a chance to face off with someone by the name of Mirio Togata and go head to head with a powerhouse that is arguably going to be stronger than most pro heroes once he graduates. He goes head to head with him, and he proves where he's at in terms of skill level, so much so that Mirio tells him that Sir Nida, yes, Sir Nida, one of the top heroes in Japan, wants him to join them in their agency. And when Izuku finally meets Sir Nida, he understands why this is the case. Izuku learns that Sir Nida respects everything that Izuku comes from. The strength he has gotten, even though he is quirkless. The preparation that he's gone through to be the hero that he wants to be. That is very, very, very impressive, and he wants to make sure that Izuku knows that. But on top of that, he wants to show Izuku so much more. Show him that he can be so much better than he could possibly imagine, and that he could do so many things in terms of benefiting everyone around him more than you would think. And Izuku knows this to be the case, and he shakes Sir Nidai's hand to take on the offer. And Izuku continues through this kind of new agency now, learning, training with Mirio, and even going on patrols. But what he didn't know is that the very first patrol that he would go on, the very first chance he would get out onto the actual field, he would run into the exact person that, yes, they wanted to find, but also the exact person that many people out there would be terrified to run into. And that, well, is obviously the one and only Overhaul. And this Overhaul, this person, is absolutely terrifying, bone chilling almost, with the face mask that looks like a crow of some sorts. He would really make Izuku feel some type of way, really make him feel like that there was something to be scared of, that there was something to fear, as he would just stand in front of him. But Izuku knew that they needed to do something, and he would go to grab something on his hip. He would go to grab something very specific, on his hip. And he would go to feel for it, and you'd realize it sits right there, and he would place it on the ground. He would tell Overhaul to calm down, that everything's going to be all right. They just wanted to make sure that the little girl was okay, and they wanted to make sure that, you know, everything was going swell, right? He didn't want anything to go, you know, too out of the ordinary or anything like that. And which, as he's saying this, as all of this is being said, well, Izuku is preparing for something that it seems like Mirio is starting to realize, grabbing Eri immediately, and he pulls her away and covers her with his body. Izuku would then put both hands out, and he would say it, Mafuba, as he would utilize the Mafuba, and he would trap Overhaul within a small container, corking it, and then putting the seal over it as well. Izuku looks at the little bottle, and he shows it to Mirio and tells him that it looks like they caught a villain, and, well, they also saved the little one. In which Izuku tells him and basically insinuates like he did not want to allow Overhaul to basically just get away. He refused to actually allow Overhaul to just walk away and basically get away with hurting a child. So what he did was what he had to do, and that is stop him as soon as possible. And as Izuku is saying these things, he collapses out cold. It seems like the Mafuba took its absolute weight in spades, and all the training with it and even the usage against the Nomu has really taken out a lot out of him. He's basically passed out unconscious for a couple days, and he kind of is out of the fight for a little bit. But luckily, without Overhaul, without their main leader, the invasion of the Shiya Hazaikai base and the takeover is pretty straightforward and pretty easy. And Izuku is able to, you know, hang back, relax, and not have to worry so much about anything else. In which, obviously, Aizawa would eventually have a conversation with him, and eventually Master Roshi would as well, telling him that the Mafuba itself is not to be used lightly. That really, the chances of you hurting yourself are bigger than the potential of actually stopping anybody. And Izuku tells him, like, he's saved people, he's helped people with this technique. If he got taught the technique, then why would he not be able to use it? Why would he not be expected to use it? And Master Roshi says that he trained him, taught him these techniques in hopes that he wouldn't be able to use it, that he didn't have to use it, that he'd be prepared to do things other ways. But Izuku says that a lot of people could have gotten hurt. A lot of people could have been killed during that kind of interaction. What if he did fight Overhaul? What if Overhaul not only defeated him, but ended the lives of so many? in one foul swoop, he was able to take him down. He was able to stop it. In which Master Roshi tells him that technique is still extremely oppressive on his body. So he needs to be careful, very careful, and to only use it in truly dear need, in absolute need. In which Izuku nods his head and he says he understands. He understands, and he never thought of utilizing it all, willy-nilly. And he still believes to this time that he wasn't using it willy-nilly. Like, he wasn't just using it to use it. And which Master Roshi even tells him, like, look, I agree. Like, I don't believe you're utilizing it like willy-nilly or, stupidly. I don't think you were at all. But still, you need to be careful. You need to be prepared, and you need to make sure that you don't get hurt, right? And that right there is very important. That right there is something to always remember, because you never know, right? You never know at the end of the day. And Izuku, well, he's good at listening, right? He's gonna listen to this constructive criticism. He's going to make sure that his ears are wide open for every word that Master Roshi says. I mean, he's not going to ignore it. He's not going to believe like, oh no, like I'll be fine, I can do this, I can do that. No, he's going to listen to him very, very closely, because that's the respect that he has for Master Roshi. And he takes some time off, gets some rest and stuff like that. He does have a chance to train with his own classmates and train with, various classmates in terms of, like Class 1B, Class 1A, and all of the above. And he even has a chance to fight against Class 1B, being that, well, he does have a team of his own classmates versus a team of Class 1B, plus even Hotoshi Shinso. Now, Izuku takes on Reiko, takes on Shota, takes on Monoma, takes on Yui, and also, obviously, Shinso. And Izuku, well, he shows off all these other techniques that he can really utilize outside of the Mafuba, of course, but he really shows off what he can do. He shows off his martial arts prowess, he shows off his technique and everything he can really get into, and he's actually a lot sharper. And he even got a chance to work with one of Class 1B's head students by the name of Battle Fist, or, well, the hero name of Battle Fist, other known as, well, Asuki Kendo. And he has worked with her, here and there, and even Master Roshi has helped out from time to time. But Master Roshi is a bit of a weirdo, so he tries to keep her away from all that. But I will admit, Class 1A does feel a little bit uneasy at the fact that he basically was helping an enemy while by teaching her different martial arts, different kind of ways of movement and utilizing one's inner strength. But at the same time, they're all headed to one point, and that one point is obviously a chance at becoming a hero. And after all this is said and done, after all the training is said and done, Izuku continues to work with Sir Night-Eye's agency, even works from time to time with Endeavor's agency, and then eventually he gets one singular chance to prove that he is more than capable. And that singular chance, that singular moment, that singular eventual kind of up and coming kind of fight all involves, well, one specific thing. And it's the fact that, well, at the end of the day, they have villains to deal with. And at the end of the day, they actually have basically these villains that are trying to break out All For One and Shigaraki from prison in a one final gambit, in one foul swoop. They believe that there's a chance. They believe that there's still a way, and they believe that they can get them out, because if they do get Shigaraki and they do get All For One out of prison, it might just send this hero world into a spiral. And that's what they're really counting on, and that's what they're really, really wanting. Now, of course, Izuku and of course everyone else is refusing to allow this to happen, and they know of what's going to occur. They actually know when and where the actual kind of eventual arrival of these villains are going to come. But the one villain they're worried about is the one known as Gigantomachia. And Izuku tells everybody, tells Master Roshi, that if it's ever a time to utilize the technique, that time is now. In which everyone's thinking, maybe, just maybe, he's right. Because they don't know for sure if whatever they're going to do will actually work out. And they don't know for sure if it's really foolproof. And what they do know is foolproof is the Mafuba. And frankly, yes, having a backup plan just in case the Mafuba somehow fails is, of course, important. So the idea of actually utilizing the Quirk of Midnight is definitely threaded into this kind of thought process. But overall, the reliance on the eventual Mafuba is definitely there. And that's exactly what occurs. Mafubaing, well, Gigantomachia into a small, little, tiny kind of bottle and putting him away, at least for the meantime. And everybody else is able to work together to defeat high-end after high-end Nomu. And eventually, the League of Villains' last attempt to actually take over this world, and the League of Villains' last attempt to actually write their names in the history book one more time, comes crumbling to an end. But that Mafuba still forces Izuku into a hospital bed all over again, because, well, when Izuku utilizes it on such a powerful being, such an insanely powerful being, well, Izuku is forced to basically bear with the events of what occurred and the absolute beating it really took on his actual body. And after all of this happened, after Izuku is away for maybe a week or so, just recovering and stuff like that, Izuku now knows that everything he did, everything that happened, all happened for a reason, and he still put a stamp and was so beneficial on the war itself. And obviously Izuku still has aspirations to become a hero, still has aspirations to push forward on, but staying away from those or that specific technique might have to be the way to do so, just so he doesn't cut years off his life. And as all this is said and done, and as Izuku continues to train hard, train well, and eat fast and eat good, Izuku continues to do his absolute best and continues to make sure to actually stick by the words of Gran Torino. Wants to make sure that he stands by every single word Gran Torino, or not, excuse me, not Gran Torino, Master Roshi. I don't know why I mixed those up, but obviously Master Roshi really has told him. He wants to make sure to uphold every value, well, maybe not every value, but the mass majority of values that Master Roshi has gifted him. And he continues not only being this hero or this eventual future hero that he knows he can be, but really he starts actually bringing notice to Gran Torino's teachings, Gran Torino's way of life, and also the Kame school in general. And he believes truly that this could be for the next generation of heroes, and even for the quirkless heroes and quirkless kind of people out there that have desires to be a hero and stand on the front lines to save people, giving them the option, the chance, and the want and drive to actually become the hero they want to be so badly. But of course, the story of Izuku Midoriya isn't over. And of course, there's still so much more for Izuku to do, but this is where we stop watching. This is where Izuku's story ends for us, because the rest is all up to him. But I hope you guys enjoyed What If Deku Was Trained by Master Roshi. And if you guys enjoyed, please show some love, leave a like, leave a sub, and leave a comment down below. All that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now, with that said, hopefully the next series that comes out is going to be a Naofumi series. That is the whole goal, or even a Naofumi movie. Like that, ideally, shoot, if I can do a movie, full movie for a Naofumi, I'll do that. But hopefully that is definitely the case, because I know a lot of you have said that you would love to see the Naofumi stuff come back. That is definitely something I've been considering doing. bring back the Naofumi stuff and also throw in some other stuff as well. I have some ideas, but you got to bear with me. So there's a good chance that the next one is Naofumi, but you never really know. I need some time to figure some things out. But with all that said, I hope you guys still enjoyed nonetheless. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.